I played Kingdom Hearts 1 for the very first time a few weeks ago. The Kingdom Hearts franchise has been in the backlog of my games for a very long time. One reason being, I heard the story is very complicated. But I've been told by my viewers that the first game, the story's simple and it won't be confusing. So I finally gave the game a chance. And after completing the game, I absolutely loved it. So in this video, I just kind of want to spitball like all my opinions and thoughts about the game and review the game at the end of the video. And for context, I played Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, which was part of the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 remix collection. By the way, this was one of the reasons why I've hesitated so long on playing the Kingdom Hearts games is when I was reading all the titles and stuff, I was very lost with all the numbers and stuff and the play order, but this collection at least puts everything in order, plus doing some research. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm playing this game on proud mode and I'm avoiding using summons. Anyways, let's get into it. When I first start playing the game, I get hit with this loud music video. That I was not ready for, but oh my gosh, did the music slap. I knew I was in for a good ride. Once the concert was over, I had to make a decision for myself on a sword, a staff, and a shield. I decided to go with the sword and the shield. I really wanted to go sword, magic staff, but everyone in my chat was like, pick the shield, pick the shield.
Hey, pick number 3, my lord. Oh, okay. Number 3.
I was thinking, what if I'm just so good that I don't take damage? I don't need to take the shield. But hey, I listen to my chat sometimes. Fast forward a bit, and I get hit with the toughest enemy in the entire game. I got whooped.
You really think you can beat me?
I died to Tidus, Waka, and Selfie an embarrassing amount of times, to the point where I was like, I don't know if I can beat this game on proud mode anymore. And then after I defeated them all individually, I didn't know we had to fight them all at the same time. But let's just say these fights at the beginning helped me prepare for what was to come, and I was able to get a lot better after this. Now that we're past this whole introduction part, traveling to different worlds was really cool. Seeing all the different Disney IPs, and something that I really liked about the game was they were big enough worlds for me to enjoy exploring them, but also they weren't so big versus like how you see open world games today. And something about how condensed it was actually made me appreciate the game more playing it in 2025, as it's just something you don't see in video games today. Games today, it's always massive open world, you can explore and do 500 things, but something about a smaller world where you get to just do the objective and then move on to another small world and hopping around like that was something that I really enjoyed in this game. In terms of a favorite world that I visited, I don't know if I had a favorite, but my least favorite was the Tarzan one, because it was just go down, go up, go down, go up, go down, and just hope that cutscenes play in the right spots. And that was the only way of figuring out where I was going. I was so tired of the backtracking. It wasn't that much of an issue once I figured out the layout of the map, but on my first attempt of going through this world, it was just really frustrating. Now I want to talk about the boss fights that are in this game. In general, they were pretty good. Good difficulty, some easier than others, but for the main story bosses, the most difficult ones for me were Ursula and Captain Hook. Our first time fighting Ursula, it just felt very overwhelming on the first few attempts. The biggest issue with her was these lightning shocks that just like come from above you, and it's hard to dodge because you don't have a dodge button when you're a mermaid. You can only swim away. But thanks to chat, they told me, go for the back of her neck. And once we positioned ourselves behind her, it was GG's. Then came along Captain Hook. Normally when after I jump from world to another world, I spend some time leveling up, but I did not do that when it came to visiting the Peter Pan world. So when we ran into Captain Hook, let's just say we got whooped a lot. Eventually, we kind of figured out his attack pattern, played a little more patient, and we were able to handle him. What was just so frustrating about Captain Hook was you would do a combo on him, but then he would just break out of it and immediately attack and not give you time to back out of your combo. But through persistence, we were able to get it done. When it comes to my favorite boss in this game, it has to be when we fought Riku. It was just really fun having a proper one-on-one and figuring out when to attack, when to block. It was just really fun. Hardest part about this fight was when he would go into his second phase and zip around the fighting area. It was just really hard to find the spots where he wouldn't be where you would take damage. But we found a little corner that we could jump and fly over, and if we just waited out the attack, we were able to cheese that segment of this boss fight. And then once that part was done, we were able to go back in and give him a good old whooping. I think I found the strat, guys. Oh, I tried predicting his attack there. Let's go! Come on! I'm pretty sure if Riku was still keeping score though, that I think he's still got more wins than me. The final boss of the game, you fight Ansem, and there's a few phases that he goes through, and overall, pretty good boss. Until the dude became a freaking ship. I don't know how? I don't know the lore behind that. But oh my gosh, was that such a pain to go through. In fact, I thought I won at one point, just to realize that that's like the first phase of multiple phases of fighting the ship form of him. He's almost dead. We can get him here, we can get him here. God, please, no! Don't get greedy, don't get greedy, don't get greedy, don't get greedy. Papa heal, Papa heal. If I land on the arm, we can win this. Let me strike! Woo! Please, please, stop! Hit a shot! Hit a shot! Sora! Oh my gosh! Sora! How do you miss every attack? Sora! I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
All shall be. We did it.
Let's go.
We did it!
The power of friendship. There's more phases? No, you're joking. You're joking. There's more. You're joking. You're joking. You're joking. That first phase is the hardest part, and then everything after that's a bit easier, as Donald and Goofy are able to join your party later, and they give you breaks to restore HP and MP and collect items. But for the first time playing it, I didn't know how many phases there was going to be. I thought I was done at the first one, because prior we fought to him already on the island. We fought to him in his monster form. So I'm like, all right, one more. Psych, this one more has 15 parts to it. What was also nice from game developers was that if you were to die in one of these parts in the final boss, they would put you at where the last phase that you were in. So for me, for example, what happened was we were on the final part. We got Donald, we got Goofy, we're going for the body, and then I died. And I thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to start all over from the beginning again. Luckily, I didn't have to. Thank you, game developers, so much. And we were able to beat the game. It was very satisfying, awesome. It was great experiencing it with everyone who was there. It was just a blast. Now that we've actually beaten the game, it was time to do some post-game content, like fighting the unknown who I found out only exist in the final mix version of the game, and Sephiroth. Those were the two post-game bosses that stood out to me the most, and they were the ones that gave me the toughest time. We actually tried tackling the unknown at level 52, couldn't do it, got very close. We tried again at level 61, couldn't do it, got very close again, and then when we were at level 70, we were able to do it first try. So I know that I'm capable of beating him at level 52, but I did not want to spend hours and hours trying to figure out how to perfectly dodge every attack and my strategy and all that. I just wanted to beat him after spending many hours doing that fight. Great fight, by the way. Then came Sephiroth, and boy was that man intimidating. We kind of cheesed it, I'm not gonna lie, but I kind of wanted to get these boss fights over with at this point. We kept throwing the Keyblade, spamming triangle, and he could not hit us in that last phase because we would just pop an elixir, make sure we got max MP, keep throwing the Keyblade at him, and you just got crazy invisible frames during that. And it's like the longest lasting triangle attack. Somehow I think we beat Sephiroth like on our 5th attempt, I believe, and that was it. For me, that was good enough for completing this game. To me, playing this Kingdom Hearts game was such a breath of fresh air from the type of games that you see today. I liked that it was a game that you could finish in under 50 hours. Talking about the pros of this game, I definitely enjoyed the music, the characters, the worlds, different Keyblades, the bosses, the post-game content. It was all fantastic. When talking about the negative things about this game, there are 3 distinct things that I did not really like. The first one being synthesizing to get the Ultima weapon. I was not a big fan of going through all the synthesizing items that you had to do to unlock the Ultima weapon. Biggest issue I have with it was the fact that some of the enemy drops for these items were below 2% or below 1%. It was insane. I did not like farming to get these drops. Another thing I didn't like about this game was the camera. It showed its worse when we were fighting Riku, which was one of my favorite fights. You're too close up zoomed on Sora, and the camera didn't move to Riku even though I'm already locked onto him. I even did manual camera, so I was moving the camera with the right stick, but the camera positioning or like the size of the arena, it just did not work. The last thing that I thought was okay, I didn't really hate it, was the combat. I thought the combat was fine, but I expected it to be a little bit better. I did hear though that the combat for Kingdom Hearts 2 is a lot better, it's a lot smoother, and it's a bit more engaging. So just seeing how it is now though, I can definitely see room for improvement in the combat. Overall, I would rate this game around an 8.7 out of 10. This game was very fun, very exciting, very little flaws in it, and I think it sets a really good foundation for the rest of the future Kingdom Hearts games. I appreciate you guys being around, watching me beat the game. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and hopefully we'll continue making these type of videos. I do play these games live on stream, here on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, whichever you prefer. So if you ever want to stop by, or maybe make it into one of these future videos, feel free to say hello. And yeah, bye.
I'm always with you too. I'll come back to you. I promise. I know you will.
No!